What's up, you Flux Automator? If you just picked up your DJI Neo 2, this is the video that's going to save you a lot of time and probably a lot of stress. Now, before you launch a drone, there are a few things that you really need to do first. Now, one of them is something that people don't usually tell you about, and if you skip it, the drone might not even activate properly. So let's walk through the first things that you should do so the first flight is smooth, safe, and actually fun. All right, first things first, setup. Before you fly, make sure your DJI app is fully up to date. Even if you already have it installed, check for updates. DJI pushes fixes and safety updates pretty often. Once that's done, power on your Neo 2 and connect it to the app. If it asks you for updates, do it. When it finishes, restart the drone. Do not skip this part. Now, here's the thing that people don't tell you about, and this is where a lot of people get stuck. Your phone needs to have an active cellular data connection the first time you connect your Neo 2. Wi-Fi alone is not enough. The drone needs to register with your DJI account online, so if you're trying to activate this in the middle of nowhere with no signal, then it's not going to work properly. Now, do that part at home or somewhere with good cellular service. Once registration is done, you're good to go. Now, one of the coolest things about the Neo 2 is where a lot of people mess up. It gives you a lot of ways to fly. You got gesture control, phone control, controllers, FPV, goggles. It's a lot on your first day. So here's my advice. Start simple. For the first few flights, use gesture controls or the phone app. They're slower, they're safer, and they'll let you focus on how the drone moves instead of you fighting with controls. You don't need to prove anything on your first flight. Once hovering, moving forward and stopping feels natural, then you can move on to the controller or goggles. The Neo 2 is built to grow with you, so there is no rush. Before your first real flight, there are a few things that you should understand. Yes, the Neo 2 has obstacle avoidance and it works well, but it's not magic. Forward sensors are the strongest, reverse and low light performances are limited. Now, you're gonna come across thin branches, wires, and small objects that can be a problem. So set a conservative altitude limit for the first flight, staying low, keeping the drone closer, calmer, and easy to manage. Also, pay attention to the battery warnings and the LED indicators. When this drone tells you it's time to land, just listen. Land it. Obstacle avoidance is a backup, not a replacement for awareness. Now, you don't need to touch every camera setting right away. For most people, I recommend starting with a 4K 60 frames per second. It's smooth, flexible, and forgiving. Now, if you want slow motion, you can use 100 frames per second, but just make sure that you're using good light and leave the exposure on auto. Now, DJI's auto exposure is solid. You're gonna get better results focusing on smooth movements instead of chasing settings. And remember, the drone uses internal storage only, so keep an eye out for the remaining space so you don't miss that shot. Now, for your first flight, location matters more than skill. Pick an open area with space, like a field, an empty parking lot, wide open spots. Avoid trees, tight backgrounds, crowded areas, and launch slowly and let the drone hover for a few seconds. The reason why I say that is that pause will help your nerves settle and let you see how stable it is. Keep it low, around 10 to 15 feet. Try one simple move, slow forward pushes, then stop. That's it. And here's the big one. End your flight early. Finish with a win. Confidence matters more than pushing yours and the drone's limits. The biggest mistake people make with the Neo is treating it like a bigger DJI drone. This isn't a Mini 4, Mini 5, and that's actually the point. It's lighter, quicker to launch, and builds confidence. Wind and low light matter more here, so stick to calmer conditions and fly intentionally. Fly like flying a camera, not a robot. When you respect the lane that this drone was built for, it becomes ridiculously fun. Now, if you've done everything in this video, then you are officially ready to fly the Neo 2 right away. Next, I'll break down the best everyday settings, and after that, a full Neo 2 FPV goggles beginner guide. Now, if you've got any questions, drop them in the comments. I actually see them and respond to them. And to the next video, peace.